TruVue Podcast.
A bunch of different views.
Your boys keep it real, man. I really like listening to them, man. They funny. Yeah.
Son.
You know what I'm saying?
They really speak their truth.
The hell was that?
You're.
What it do? What the business is? What's good? God damn. It's your boy Mel, and we are back in the building again, bringing the barbershop talk to the box office, baby. TruVue Podcast. Now, let me ask y'all something, man. Have you ever been in a hot situation where no matter what you say, nobody believe your ass? Like the whole world didn't decide your goddamn fate before you even get a chance to tell your goddamn side of the story? Sometimes the truth don't set you free. It just make you feel like the cage getting smaller. Y'all already know, man. TruVue Podcast. Let's get to it, y'all. God damn.
Liar, pants on fire.
Damn.
I am -X TruVue Podcast. Alley to my guy.
I ain't know you start with the renames and shit. Well, let me throw one out. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Good Lord.
It's your boy, grown man MJ. Once again, thanks again for tuning in. I'm in here in the place to be with the man who keep it real on the reels. I love everybody. Let's get it, fellas.
Y'all, cheers to a good episode, man. I got a little kick to it. All right, man. What are we getting into today? Well, Netflix's Trial by Fire, the American version. Don't be confused because they got a whole nother version out there. What is that, you might ask? Well, Trial by Fire from 2018, just so in case y'all looking, is a biographical drama based on the true story of Cameron Todd Willingham, a Texas man convicted of arson-related triple homicide. The film follows his fight for justice as new evidence emerges that challenges the case against him. Directed by Edward Zwick. I think the Z was silenced, whatever. The screenplay was written by Geoffrey S. Fletcher and adapted from David Grand's New York article. Starring Jack O'Connell as Willingham and Laura Dern as Elizabeth Gilbert. That's a lot of fucking names. Jesus Christ. The film explores the cracks in the justice system and cost of getting it wrong. Produced by Bedford Falls Company and Flashlight Films, distributed by Roadside Attraction. I'm just all fucked up today. And Trial by Fire runs about 127 minutes and is rated R for its mature themes and language. The film is based on real events and raises questions about the death penalty, wrongful convictions, and the role of evidence in a flawed system. What exactly did the TruVue see in this here film?
Look at me now. Look at me now. Oh.
Man, everything that you just kind of said in the description.
Yeah, that was one of the better descriptions you done read in a while.
That was rough. That one was a rough one.
It was, brother. It was, man. And it did exactly that, talking about exploiting the death penalty. I like where it said the role of evidence. You know what I'm saying? Where's the role of evidence opposed to a lot of emotion-driven evidence? Man, it exploited that, the loneliness and the power of loneliness inside of a white woman.
Solitary confinement, my guy. Jesus.
Man. And how, like, when you were faced, like, any day right now, any day right now, you can die, right? Any day.
Yeah.
But when you locked in, when you locked down, like any day has a different. It means something different. You know what I'm saying? On the inside, because you have less control. You know what I'm saying? And now you will really probably come to terms with your true self, and to have to follow through with a judgment against your will,
And you
and
know you
knowledge
ain't
and your will and your knowledge of knowing you didn't do it. It's tough. Never would have been easy for them to take me. Never.
damn.
No, but it showed that towards the end that he found a way to reconcile with the determination made on his life by saying that he deserved to die because he wasn't able to save his girls. So any man that can't protect his family deserves to die, is what he said. And so that's how he was able to that alongside with him knowing he wasn't his best self, I think was what helped him cope with the decision that was made on him, even though he was not guilty of the crime. So it shows you it's kind of like a Stockholm syndrome type of thing, that, if you are oppressed against so much, then you start believing that of your oppressors and feeling that way about yourself almost. You know what I mean? In a sense, I think that's what the movie kind of missed on was the whole trial situation and the lack of accountability of everybody else who made determinations and convictions on his life on purpose, so to speak.
No, man. I actually like that they didn't really focus, like they focused more on his mental and how this affect, like putting an innocent man on death row. So we was really on a
Okay, I can agree with you.
Yeah, we were on a psychological journey with this man.
That's like a journey.
Psychological.
No, like it was a roller coaster though. It really was, man. And he went through all of the emotions, right? Like how they dealing with grief or you dealing with something. Like he went through all of them, and
yeah, for sure.
So between that and then really diving into how corrupt this fucking system is, bro. Like if they ain't like number one, they don't want to admit when they wrong. So when you got the real evidence pop up, they still just kind of like, nah, man, denied, just push that shit through. And the mental, like they're not really helping with the mental stability of these people who are trying to be reformed. Is just they locking them in a box, man, and just that's crazy to me. Like that part is crazy. I was like, how are they actually helping them? You know what I mean? To see that and you see the people. You got to see a view of a wife who had given up on him and how that affects them, and then to have a random stranger pen pal actually believe, and how she ended up trying to help him out. She started pushing her kids to the side. Like it's crazy how it showed the balance of people and where you have to dedicate your time. So
obsession.
You know what I mean? It's just it was so many different topics that they touched on in here, and I appreciated that part, as well as they actually Jack O'Connell studied some of the footage and the letters and the transcripts so that he can get Willingham's demeanor and voice correct. So shout out to him, taking that deep dive for the actor and acting and authentication of the character. And they used a lot of real prison locations in the film, so they wanted to make it as authentic as possible. And just taking those extra steps, it kept me intrigued, as well as his mullet. Like I was really intrigued on that mullet. Like I was like, my God,
that's what made it. That's what made it real.
It really did.
That's a strong choice to choose. To go out with. You know what I mean? As far as the look, style.
That's called being true to thyself.
was like, you know what? That authenticated it right there for me. I was like, you know what? Yeah, no, I can see why they put it on him, but no, man, the way it was shot, the things, some of the liberties that they took, even with the story and everything. I don't know how much of it was 100% true, but when you have a story where when you're doing these stories when they're made after real, depicted after real people's lives or whatever. They put this together nice. They packaged it pretty well to where it was tolerable and watchable.
No, I think what I liked about this is they picked no favorable guy. You know what I mean? This is someone you didn't want to see win. This was someone you wanted to be guilty at the same time. And so the way it was shot, or not necessarily shot, but the way the story was told, definitely made a lot of sense to me as far as how they railroaded him into the jail, how all the evidence that was against him was kind of fraudulent.
Mm-hmm.
And you as the viewer were okay with overlooking it, just as the system was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that was a cool little play that they did within the film and storytelling.
You bring them.
With you. Go ahead.
I like how they didn't really give us the full story to the end, because it really
Yeah, when she was actually looking into the evidence, yeah, for sure.
I was jumping sides because I was like, man, fuck.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a problem.
But at the same time, you was like, fuck, dude, at the same time.
Myself,
So it was like,
oh man, fuck this motherfucker. But then I'm like, man, but he ain't really do it. I was like, that's fucked up. If he did,
yeah.
Then I was like, but did he do it? Then when it showed the end, I was like, oh, that's some bullshit.
I would like to know how many of these cases come from people who have, come from a community that advocates for him, so to speak. Because he was kind of on the outside, outcasted from his own community. You know what I mean? This is what you would consider trailer trash or yeah. I forget the other one they use for him, but yeah, you know what I'm saying, the dirty whites, so to speak.
Hillbilly elegy.
Yeah. He would be considered that, so to speak, the hillbilly.
A dirty white.
But it was messed up too, because usually in those situations it comes from, them not having the funds. They had the funds from the insurance, and the wife just chose to fuck him. Like he could have had a good lawyer to fight the case, and then she just straight up.
But the evidence that was presented to her and her understanding or lack thereof would have led you to believe that he did something like that too. You know what I'm saying? You knew
that's bullshit. That'll be like, that'll be like somebody.
She was in there fighting for him during the trial. But what I'm saying is, during the trial, the way the evidence and all that shit was coming out, they made it seem like this nigga poured gasoline in the middle of the room and lit the shit on fire on his daughters.
But that'll be
if you hear, okay, let me help you out. Let's make it personal. You hear your son is in some shit like this, and your daughters is burnt up with the shit.
Yeah,
you not gonna have the same sympathy on your son once all the evidence is coming out and the judgment is made. You're not gonna keep wanting to fight for his freedom after you see he has justice served for your children.
That's the thing I'm saying. Like, if you know that person, you know that person. Like, if you know,
I hear you.
If you know
they say that about every villain. I know him, not him, but I know him.
I hear you.
But that'd be like coming to be like, yeah, grown man MJ did this. I'm like, man, that nigga ain't do that shit. That don't sound nothing like what he did.
Believe it and question me first, nigga.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna say this. Your parents know you just like my parents know me, but I'm sure some things on the list that you do not want them to come across their bulletin board.
That I don't want them.
Yeah, that you don't want to come across their bulletin board. There's some things on your record, that you don't want them to ever know about.
But I feel like they know me well enough where they could be like, damn, yeah, that nigga might have did that shit. He might have did that one, yeah.
Touche.
But then if it's some off the wall shit, like that nigga ain't finna do that.
Yeah, ain't no way in the world Mel had the balls to do some shit like that, or ain't no way in the world he got that crazy,
Right.
got that upset. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So and hearing that and the way she stood down and just cashed the fucking check on his ass, dog, that was dirty as fuck.
I hear you. I felt she was justified in her lack of support just because of how the case was, presented to her, and she just wasn't like she had nobody in her corner to keep her motivated to, be behind him. Her mother never liked him, so to speak, and all that. You know what I mean?
Everybody hated
him. Yeah, so it was one of them type of things where I kind of understood why she never really came to his aid.
Yeah, I get it. Like that's the thing. I get it because
she was really numb.
I know some disloyal assholes like that, but
most definitely.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, I get it. Hey, do you? But that don't mean I got to like her.
I'm saying I feel the same way you do because I think you are looking at it from the position of being in his shoes,
right?
But I'm just looking at it from the position of being in the outside in the public. You know what I'm saying? And like, okay, I could, like, even if I saw this in the public, like I wouldn't feel she was wrong. You see what I'm saying? Like her children are dead, and this man is considered the perpetrator of that, and it was done on an intentional act. You know what I mean? It wasn't like an accidental type shit. Right. It wasn't like some wiring caught fire and he couldn't get to him, which was the actual case that happened. But that's forgivable. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It was presented as he deliberately made this occur, and he had no defense otherwise. But you know me, and I wouldn't do this, and you gotta believe me. You know what I'm saying? He had no other defense.
And then, man, to see them stories change up and ain't nobody addressed that really. They just kind of glanced over everything. I was like, damn, this is a wild ass shit. I thought he was black at first. I was like, good Lord. Like,
it showed that the justice system is about punishment, not about judgment.
The Texas justice.
I'm sorry, justice, not about justice. Yeah. It's about punishment.
No, it's just them. It ain't just us. But
see, it's I don't think it's necessarily about being black. It's about like lack of advocacy, lack of
he got wrote it. I was like, damn, I thought he might have had some black in him.
No, again, I think it's about disfranchised is the word I think I'm looking for.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Black people in this country are considered disfranchised, and I would say the hillbillies come from the lineage of, mainly the Irish and stuff. Like, I'm gonna leave all that shit alone, but they don't necessarily, not tied to the establishment, the main line, so to speak. So they are necessarily,
they were the overseers, like the poor white.
Exactly. No, you're right. No, they were they come from a community that's also disfranchised as well. They not necessarily in on the bigger plan.
Yep.
Yeah, I felt like all in all though, man, something about this, man, it just came up short for me.
Shout but shout it, shout but shout it, shout, 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 shout but shout it, shout but shout it, shout but shout it, shout, 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 shout but shout it.
What was the runtime on this?
127 minutes.
It was a couple hours.
It was about 2 hours, 2 hours and 7 minutes. I just felt like the pacing was off.
I was thinking that too. That's why I was like, it didn't seem long. It might have just been some parts in there where you just was like, come on, get to the story. You know what I mean? You might have been that. I don't know.
The pacing on this was like the equivalent of like if you running a mile and you start off fast and strong, you like, yeah, got this. And then your ass get tired about a quarter of the way through and you just kind of slug it through. And you almost at the end of that mile, and you can see the finish line. So then they kind of hurry it up a little bit at the end. That's all that happened. That whole middle section there, I was just like, God damn, they really They really dredging us through.
Maybe it was in the acting for me. I don't know. Because they kind of lost me in those scenes where he was like solo in the jail and stuff like that.
The solitary confinement was
too. The solitary confinement, that part.
They brought him talking to the daughter in too late for me.
That part as well.
Like it was just a lot.
It was some things that just was like, could have punched it up on that. I did not know that he actually watched, footage and everything else to get, voice instruction, because maybe that's what it was. It felt forced to. All the accents too and things like that. I don't know. Those were some things that I just was picking up on where
it lost it.
It lost its authenticity. Yeah, that's all it was.
Well, for me, whatever agenda they were trying to push, we didn't get any resolution to it. Like, it's just kind of like, hey, they doing this, and then but these niggas still out here dying.
It was an awareness film.
Yeah, I'm just letting y'all know these niggas still out here dying. We ain't did nothing to fix it yet, but they doing this, y'all. I was like, we already knew that they were doing this. I was like, so why did we pick him to be the spokesperson for this?
Because it's proof, and it's a person that again, that's where I think the film is good at. I think because it draws that attention more to the justice system versus death penalty.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes you a fan of people seeing the death penalty, because I don't know. There's some heinous people out here. Some of them might deserve it, dog. You know what I mean? I'm not all the way against it. I'm not all the way for it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It was here before I got here. You get what I'm saying? Executioners and the like. So it made me question the justice system more than anything. And it's like the accountability of that there needs to be some penalty on that side, I think, more so versus you know what I mean? Like, you throwing innocent. We see it all the time. This person has been in jail 14 years, getting released after they found out that he's an innocent. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. What does he get for them 14 years? That money ain't shit.
Couple $100,000. Yeah.
Don't be shit, dog. I don't care what it is. And it's like,
what's the price of
problems that you deal with just being locked away? As you saw, he had to go through, like you said, the psychological. How you say it, hyphen?
Psychological warfare.
Yeah, the psychological.
Psychological.
Psychological. Yeah, the psychological warfare. That he had to battle and endure in there is enough for any person. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, you know how you didn't react your parents told you to did something and it wasn't you this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
boys go up.
I'm guilty for this, but I'm not guilty for this.
Yeah, you are, bro. The persecution on the innocent is harsh, bro. And it's like
shoulders go up to the ears, voice goes up about 5 octaves.
Yeah, my only thing against the death penalty is that there's too much human error at play.
So they should put it in AI? My bad.
I would like
not the AI either. No.
I would like for them to be at
least
least
too much manipulation and all that.
80% certainty at least. Like, I ain't asking for 100% certainty. At least give me 80. Like, it wasn't.
That's not enough.
Damn. All right, 82.
We talking about a life, nigga.
I had 84. 84% certainty.
Hell no. No, you have to be definite because you are casting a judgment that cannot be retracted. You know what I'm saying?
What if they clone them?
Bro, look how we react to the rumors of assault and scraping shit like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's always a dual-sided, nah, she was there, nah, this is this nigga wild. You know, it's always them plays on that. So we talking about someone's life, dog, and ain't no real, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no real demarcation of where you can be 100% sure on none of that.
And then too, you got to think about it from their perspective. So they got to say that they was wrong. And then this opens up a whole nother case of what the fuckery, because everybody that they didn't try and push through is now they got to go back and look through everybody's case and make sure. And so,
and that's why these things get buried. You saw dude come with that confession and stuff and write it in. He sent it to the lawyer for some odd reason. I don't know why you would think to do that. He just read that shit and put it in an envelope and sucking it to death. Like, yep, nobody ain't gonna never see that.
He just wanted to get that shit off his conscience.
Yeah.
I wrote a letter.
I mean, at least I told somebody.
I wrote a letter.
That shit was good too.
He used spell check.
For real.
I guess I'm gonna read this one.
That's crazy though, man. On top of the mullet. Like, god damn.
Now, the lady who was trying to do her best to make a case for him, and then we have all of these different,
She really wanted a conjugal visit.
You think that's what it was about? You think her husband had fell off, so she was trying to get some of that prison, that prison meat? I'm not gonna go there with y'all, man.
Yeah.
She wanted some, boy. So she
Laura
book club.
Laura Dern, who played Elizabeth.
They can tell her book club. She got them ends split.
I went in and did some research.
Yeah, and even the daughter knew what she was on. She said, Ma, what? Come on, man, for real.
and I think right there, like I needed more of that. I needed to see her life being destroyed by this shit a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to the you're never around and yeah. Like I wanted to see, give me witness to some of that. Let me know that.
I felt like she was spiraling. I felt like this shit was over. She was overconsumed with this shit.
I didn't get that.
Well, shit, you saw it in her children.
Yeah, I kind of saw it in the kids.
Yeah, her husband passed and she was right back to work, nigga.
She and I get what she was doing. Like she was probably hurting from the husband, so she wanted to find something where she can throw herself into to keep her mind off of it.
That's a good point.
You see it through. You're taking away from the kids at that point because everybody was grieving, but in a lot of those times, I know a lot of people just think about their grief and not, the family as a grieving unit. So
I don't know. That's a tough one.
That's tough
because you also have to grieve, but you're also responsible for, I guess, being support for others that are grieving. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot, man. I'm just gonna leave that there.
The wrap up, how y'all think it wrapped up?
Abruptly.
How it wrapped up?
I was like abruptly.
And when
it came to an end.
Like how I think it. When I say it like that, I mean as realistic as possible. Another day, another business day,
another dollar.
You know what I'm saying? Another body. Do that shit again tomorrow. Motherfuckers went home and had dinner after that shit. It was very typical.
That's how you felt. I didn't look at it. I was happy it didn't come out with no successful ending, I guess. You know what I mean? To show the wickedness of it all and follow through with it. I was cool with that. I am kind of with you that it did seem to snap to the end once it was set that once he was given his date. I think it kind of sped up from there, the movie altogether.
Business as usual.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go with the business as usual, but
damn.
I mean, it is kind of that way. I mean, in a sense, it's the system, and to get the system to overturn or to correct itself or to turn around is like, you got to make a lot of turning the steamboat. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to.
Bro, we saw plenty of those guys walking that Green Mile.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This is just the one that we seen on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like business as usual. You know what I'm saying? Clock out.
Today's Thursday, nigga. We cooking on Thursday.
One thing I did.
It's a fish. We brought some fish in the fucking break room. You know what I'm saying? Man.
I didn't like how they
Billy's birthday and shit.
they brought up the fact that she was trying to garner attention with the media, but it had no fucking effect. Like it didn't raise any kind of
The story was too heinous.
yeah, like no.
Well, again, yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is a person that didn't have advocacy of his own community. This is one of those people that was outcasted. So it was kind of showing you that like people could care less. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right or wrong with this dude here. And I don't know, being black, I just could feel that. You know what I'm saying? And to see how someone in, I'll say, middle America, just to be on the cool side, because that it includes all races, in my opinion. It ain't just white folk. Could watch their news, see a motherfucker being railroaded through the system, little black boy or whatever, and not have a care about in the world, and be like, well, he shouldn't have been in that store robbing, you know. And all along he was just, you know, he was in there getting Skittles and somebody else came and shot the clerk, you know what I'm saying, type shit.
Yeah.
And this nigga's going down for, you know, he in jail 10, 14 years now for that.
Crazy, man.
All because he had a record.
Yeah, because he had a record of fighting in school before or some wild shit. You know what I'm saying?
Shit not even connected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They were saying, oh, he beat on his wife, so he burned his daughters.
What?
Like, shit don't even make sense, dog. Bro, yeah.
Even she was just like, he loved them babies. He would never hurt them.
Yeah.
She said it would have been. She said it would have
plenty
been
of men who love their children over the women that they had them with.
But I was like, why she ain't keep that same fucking energy? So I was like, where did that energy go?
Because sometimes the truth and the perception of the truth to others around you, it dims you.
I hear what y'all saying about the truth, but that check had a couple zeros, and she ain't never felt nothing like that before.
Man, you could tell she didn't even know what to do with the money. She was living with her mama.
You know what I'm saying? It looked like she ain't really give a shit about them kids. That's what it looked like, bro. I'm done. I'm just saying. It looked like she ain't give a fuck about them kids. She got a check, and they were just like, you gotta leave this nigga out to dry. Like, okay, fuck it.
Man, it's like she lost her whole family, though. She lost her whole family. Like,
She cashed out. Said, cash me outside. How about that?
I ain't throwing that on her, man. She's supposed to get her check.
God damn it, I did. Let that man die like that, and ain't give a peep. Ain't even get that motherfucker conjugal. He ain't get no cheeks. Sitting in there all that damn.
Man, this nigga cooked my grandkids.
Could have gave him a goodbye cheek.
Bro, I'm just telling you, it's
damn.
I don't know if I would have had no sympathy for my significant other if that was the case and how it was presented to me. Like they would have came in there with that courtroom with that Mariah Carey Butterflies album cover talking about, you know, this is all feminist agenda type shit. And they would have reframed it and everything else. You see what I'm saying? Like they did with his music and his shit. They brought in his little rock and roll shit. They was like, this is devil worship, you know, all of that shit, Satanism. They was doing all that with his shit.
It's witchcraft. It was witchcraft.
Like that's my jam.
Yeah, like I thought the Mariah Carey was cool. We used to kick it to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce come in, they bring the Renaissance with the horse and shit. She's sitting on the you see, on the pale horse. They bring this in on.
You see the ritual?
You see what I'm saying? They start, you know, recontextualizing the shit. I'm like, oh fuck, she had me in a spell. And, you know, the beehive witchery. You know, they start doing all this shit with it, bro. I'll be done. I'll be sitting in the court like, fry her ass.
Feeling all out of my element, throwing things.
I've been manipulated.
Figure out where this song.
I have been manipulated.
And that is how the Salem witch trials were done.
When you left, you burnt a part of me. Sorry. All right, man. I feel like
So Mel, that's not fair to say though that
Oh no.
your sympathy towards your spouse might have changed in that trial or anything like that.
If the love ain't true, I think
you can still love them. You can
I
still
think
love them.
ain't true. But that cat, like I said, she was already getting beat on, so she probably felt some kind of way. She was on the teeter. She loved that man.
It showed them beating on each other though, man.
Yeah, but I mean,
she too was an abuser.
She held the power at this.
Yeah, they were toxic.
It depended on who got. Well, I see, because I can't even put it. If this would have happened to her, I think he would have fought for her. But
exactly, that's what I can agree to that.
And that, yeah. But these hoes ain't loyal, man.
But she did fight for him in the beginning, and I think if he sat in that courtroom and heard all of that evidence that your lady poured an accelerant on the floor that drug to the front door.
Did she though?
That's what you talking about. It. We talking about a fire chief that come in there and say this. The fire inspector who come in there and say this. Yeah, these are the experts at the time, bro. These are. We talking about small city folk. These is experts coming and sitting in the courtroom. We got lawyers and judges and all over here. You feel this big, bro. Your authority ain't nowhere in this space. And these are the facts as is being determined.
Then you got your mama and your brother in the ear.
Yeah.
And fuck this.
Like fuck him.
Yeah.
Or fuck her. Yeah, this bitch always been on some ride shit. We told you about them raisins in the potato salad, nigga.
Damn.
From day one.
God damn.
But Joe ass don't want to listen.
Yeah, Joe ass want to play games.
I guess, man. I get both sides. I just think she was a rotten bitch. But
I'm not putting that out.
May she burn in hell for not stepping up. I guess maybe it was the delivery method. Maybe if they maybe put some different actors or something in this, maybe it could have helped sell the story a little better for me.
Okay, everybody meet Mr. Me Too.
You know what? I think that does help it out a lot. I think that may draw even more awareness to the situation too by having a
bigger audience,
different cast of actors. Yeah, like give me like an Ed Norton in this.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Who is that?
That's
Ed Norton. He played in
Usual Suspects. The
Bite the Curve shit.
Damn.
He played in that shit.
Give him a Kirby. American. Oh shit.
American History X.
Yep. American.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have him play. Yeah. Play the guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now that gives us some drama.
There you go.
Yeah.
Kick it up a notch.
Some drama. So who would you have play the wife?
The wife. You can have a lot of people play that.
I'll have Jackie from that 70s show.
Jackie from the 70s show.
I was going somewhere else with it. I think someone who doesn't get enough credit for playing a downtrodden white woman is Cameron Diaz.
You don't think she'd be too old?
Maybe today, but I'm thinking of her like Vanilla Sky age. I'm thinking of her, today maybe she's too old. She could have probably played the lady that came and helped today.
There you go. What about the Hunger Games girl? I done forgot her damn name.
So today's actors, we gonna say,
talking about
give me girl from Shameless. Give me your girl from Shameless.
Yeah. Who played Campus Everything. I can't think of her name right now.
Wait,
what's her girl name in Shameless?
Fiona?
Yeah, I'm talking about her real name.
I don't know, bro. I know niggas' characters.
Yeah. Emmy Rossum. Give me her.
Okay.
Give me Emmy Rossum.
I can see her in that role. Oh, yeah, that's a good parent. I can see her with old boy, too.
Ed Norton might be on the old side right now too, though. But
Ed
But
Norton.
I'm just saying, I'm just put them in their peaks. You know what I'm saying?
in their
Yeah.
primes, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing with Cameron Diaz and him too, yeah. But if I'm gonna put it age appropriate, let me think of another actor.
That's her name, Jennifer Lawrence. Either Jennifer Lawrence or Scarlett Johansson.
Can I see Scarlett Johansson?
Playing a hillbilly? Yes.
I'm talking about a rundown hillbilly.
Or what's the chick that just played? She playing the Birds of Prey girl, playing Joker's girlfriend, Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn? Or was that Robbie? Tomorrow, her Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. Yep, there you go. Or Lady Gaga.
Bro, I couldn't tell you what Lady Gaga even look like.
She could play a hillbilly. She got some acting chops. I think either Margot Robbie or Lady Gaga, and I like Jennifer Lawrence too.
I don't mind Lady Gaga. I like Lady Gaga and old girl Amy Rossum. I think Jack O'Connell did straight in this, but I would switch him up with it. Trying to think of somebody that's that good. You would use Adam Driver? He not too old?
I don't think so. I think Adam Driver is pretty
Him and
good.
Ed Norton about the same age, ain't they? Or he
I
younger than Ed Norton?
I thought Adam Driver was younger. I could be wrong.
I don't know, bro.
What about Robert Pattinson, the motherfucker that played the
Delusions? Him?
Yep.
He might be nice in this.
Yeah.
He might be nice in this. He can go dark.
Or Tom Hardy.
Who is Tom Hardy?
Venom.
He
played. What was the one they was bootlegging the moonshine?
Oh, Lawless.
That shit was called.
That's the shit.
Yeah, he was in Warrior.
Yep. Tom Hardy or Shia LaBeouf. Now that you brought up Lawless, I think Shia LaBeouf can play the fuck out of that.
You said some good ones. You said some heavy ones. Now,
I don't think I can buy him a Father of Three.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Have you seen that Honey? Was that the Honey movie? That motherfucker do it. He had the porn addiction and shit.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait, I I don't think he can play a Father of Three. You tell me about a movie he had a porn addiction?
Yeah, he had a porn addiction. Yeah.
The fuck?
You could do it. He could do it.
The fucking correlation.
Shia LaBeouf got some range, man. He got some goddamn range.
I think Shaq can do it. Yeah.
But
is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think even putting them in there.
I'm so confused.
Putting them in there, man, changing it up. It's definitely gonna put a whole nother spin on the movie.
It is everyone's favorite game show. Rename that movie.
A Burning Desire.
Let it burn.
Fan in the Flame.
Damn. Up in Smoke.
The Ember of Love.
Burning Lies.
Pants on Fire.
This is a fire sale.
Damn. Conviction Without Cause.
This is
The Rotisserie Nursery.
Texas Toast.
In the Heat of the Fight.
They done burnt my 3 Ps.
This is not heartwarming.
They huffed and puffed and burned the house down.
Southern Fried Justice.
The Roof is on Fire.
This is Jabs and Hooks.
Tax Dollars at Work. Deadline.
Stop, Drop,
Reservation.
Roll.
I made reservations.
The Flames of Injustice.
Look out for that car. You are not alone.
Ashes of Innocence.
Poof. Up in Smoke.
Scorched Truths. Burning Lies.
They Had Fevers.
They Had Fevers.
in the heat of the light.
Saying they was running hot dogs. God, dog.
Lying ass.
I'm a hard sleeper.
The smoke detector.
Smoke signals.
Pigs in a blanket.
Oh shit.
That's too
Yeah,
dark.
there
Damn.
he is.
My bad.
There he
God,
is.
dog.
There he is.
That was too dark. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, whole room goddamn over here, nigga. Golly.
Hey, look out for my Camaro. Honey, I can explain.
You know me.
Go sleep on the couch.
Heat seeker.
Hot
to trot.
Hot seat.
The fire dance.
Forged in fire.
From the needle to the grave.
Scorching hot. Scorch.
Free fire.
Judgment Day.
Friendly fire.
A long walk home. Oh.
You've been selected.
Due date.
Burnt ends.
Up next.
Blind justice.
There you go.
That's it? That was it?
What was that nigga name?
What was his name?
Yeah, what was it?
Like Todd or something? I can't remember.
Jethro?
No, it wasn't no Jethro.
Jenkins?
Todd. It was Todd.
No.
Todd on fire. Man on fire.
You're fired?
Todd on fire.
I don't know, fellas. We said some witty ones, but
Pigs in the blanket.
Torch-tailed high.
you see,
Free.
I was
my
thinking
pen
the
pal.
ones that had to do more so with the justice system.
Free my pen pal.
Daddy daycare.
No justice for you. Just lust.
Yeah, just love. Damn. Janky justice.
Just less.
All right.
Justified homicide.
Just allied.
Little side. The downside of Texas.
Texas toast. Yeah.
I'm with that one.
Texas toast.
Even though he didn't get burnt. That implies more towards the daughters, but
Damn. God
Texas barbecue.
yeah.
damn. See, toast is okay, but I think barbecue taking it a little too far. Goddamn.
Texas barbecue.
We go. That's what we're going with. Texas toast.
I'm okay with it, but I mean I'm just letting you know what we're talking about here, guys. I'm just letting it be known that we are talking about fry little white girls more so than the justice system frying the man. We do injections now, so I mean.
Oh man, the Texas 3.
You don't feel comfortable. I can tell this is the first time Mike ain't felt comfortable.
The Texas 3, nigga.
How about this one? It's gonna burn going down.
I'm with it. You know I'm with it. Hey, the official TruVue.
No, wait. Please share.
What you mean? He got the injection. That shit burned in the veins.
It's gonna burn going down. They did say that. One of the cops said that. You had some. He thought he had some. The boy be waiting to catch somebody up, man. Goddamn. Be your own people, man. It be your own people. Hey,
I just
man.
wanted to hear what he had to say, man.
The official TruVue name for trial by fire. Let's get out of this because I can feel the fire getting hot. It's gonna burn going down. And
roasted marshmallows.
Ooh,
Mm.
and the official TruVue score is
I know. Three.
That's right. It is a 3.15 overall. Gentlemen, what do we feel was the messaging in this?
What that means?
Wait, before we go, what did you think I meant?
I didn't understand. I didn't catch it.
Oh, okay.
So I was still anticipating.
All right.
What it means?
No one knows what it means.
What does it all
What
mean?
did you think I meant? That you meant?
What are you trying to say?
What is your message?
That's what I want to know.
No, we gonna get up out of this real quick. This
Do you think this hit the target though, Mel?
Yeah, it like it's a good conversation. I think they brought this as Hyphen brought up. This is an awareness film, and it did bring up awareness. It started a conversation. At least it started a good conversation here about them sweeping shit up under the rug. So yeah, I most definitely think it definitely did hit its target. So
Oh yeah, there's definitely several advocacy groups that have spawned up and are trying to fight for the rights of these inmates in Texas. But let's say this was the truth that he did do this to his daughters. Do you think he deserved to have been put to the death penalty?
yes,
Okay.
I'm one that, especially if they are 100% guilty, I'm down with them meeting their demise the same way they had their victims meet theirs.
Yeah, I knew that about you.
I'm totally with it. Especially, I take no mercy or remorse when it comes to people that do things to children. The biggest pieces of shit on earth to me. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
That's why I don't have a judge. Or I don't wear a gavel or have a gavel or a robe or any of that shit.
Or wear a gown. Go ahead, or wear a gown.
Well, sometimes it depends on the mood. Either way, I always feel the justice system ain't always just.
Sometimes I think Lady Justice needs to open her fucking eyes.
I thought you was opening something.
Jesus.
Good Lord. I thought it was going down the wrong road. I was like, wait a minute, man. Hold on. Cause shit, the death penalty ain't foolproof.
Hey, that's one hell of a post date.
Damn. Innocence don't always mean freedom.
You have never been the determiner of life.
Damn. Sometimes truth does not set you free.
Wow. Oh man, that one hurt. That one hurt, man.
Damn.
Sheesh.
Well, shit, if I got to pay the crime, if I got to pay the time, I might as well have done the crime.
The fuck is he talking about?
I might be wrong on that one. That was my bad. All right, my bad. Y'all, let's hit them with the closing credits, man. What's the takeaways from this?
I could recommend this to people. I think this is good for like the Sundance community. The people who make movies with social causes, for conversations and panels, things of that nature. So definitely, I won't be rewatching it, but I probably would definitely would be involved in a conversation based around this subject and movie.
So let's say this movie came out in 2018?
Mm-hmm.
And it says since 1980, 158 men and women have come within days of their execution before being confirmed innocent.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like 40 a year. It's almost like 4 a month. It's like 1 a week almost, damn near. This is what we talking about. Like, what the fuck is we talking about? That's nuts, dog. That's not a good number, bro. When you bust the number down like that, it's awful. So let's just revamp this whole system. Let's go at this whole justice system. It all needs to be revamped. I say take the compensation out of it.
They privately owned though. That's gonna be tough.
You get what I mean? Like this is a public court. This is a court of public. This is, you know what I'm saying? We need to remove all that out the shit. These judges, something got to change, bro, where there is an incentive to just throw motherfuckers in jail, dog.
That's free slavery.
I was gonna say, America. That's what America's built off of, man. That's how we get this engine going,
bro. It's something got to change, bro, because there are too many cases, bro, where we see these innocent men, women, people ruined because of the determination of someone's biased or prejudice or, you know,
lack of. Don't never turn over quick. It don't never be 3 years later they found out. It'd be 25.
For you to change justice and get it to make a turn or a change, it's like turning a steamboat versus a speedboat. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's a wide ass long turn versus that motherfucker spin right back around. It's not quick. It's not a quick activity. So I don't know, bro. I would suggest it, as Mel said. Yeah, it's a good recommendation for the conversation. I think in general, I think cruel and unusual punishment is frowned upon by the masses because most states don't offer it. But this is something I could rewatch just to have the conversation. I would say that.
There you go.
You know, with somebody new or something that wants to sit down and go through it. Or the conversation came up and I say, hey, check this joint out. You know.
Yeah, if you are looking for a movie that proves that the fire wasn't the real tragedy, the trial was, well, this here be the movie for you. If you are looking for a movie where you can watch a man fight the flames of a corrupt judicial system, well, this here be the movie for you. And if you are looking for a movie that shows true Texas justice, guilty until proven dead, well, this here will be the movie for you. I will recommend this. And again, like Mike, I'll rewatch it with somebody who hasn't seen it in order to have the conversation. Brought up some really good topics. Points of views were shown here. And again, the discussion has been had. And it was, I think it was trending at #1 on Netflix a couple weeks ago. So, hey, man. It's a decent watch, at least for the conversation. But I might get it right and I might get it wrong. Y'all can go ahead and let us know by heading on over to TruVuePodcast.com. That's TruVue Podcast, TruVue Podcast.com, where you can like, subscribe, share, and comment to help us defeat the all-powerful algorithm that's trying to hold a black pod down. And thank you for riding with us over at the YouTube. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications, the thumbs up, the subscribe button, the share button, and drop something in the comments that you want us to review, because we here at the TruVue Podcast know that it's not just about our review, but it's the conversation with the crew. So go ahead and put that in the comments and we'll make it do what it do. TruVue Podcast. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yo, do everything that Melly Mel just said in the comments. Where do you stand out on the death penalty, man? Let us know. For it, against it, indifferent, let us know. TruVue Podcast. I leave to my guy.
There you have it. There, go that there. be the end of the show. TruVue Podcast, and you already know what the hell we always say.
Sometimes life goes up in flames.
God damn.
Hey, forget my math on that. More like 4 a year. So it's like one every quarter. Still crazy though.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of life. One person's belief can change the course of someone's life. Damn.
Hey, go watch some shit.
Y'all got some s'mores?
Almost get out of here.
TruVue Podcast.
A bunch of different views.
Your boys keep it real, man. I really like listening to them, man. They funny.
You're